Welcome to the ITSM Practice Podcast.
Welcome to the ITSM Practice Podcast. I'm Luigi Ferri, and today's episode is a little special. I was invited by the Service Desk Institute to deliver a webinar all about one of the biggest questions facing medium-sized organizations today. Are we really ready for AI? AI is on everyone's radar, but readiness is about more than technology. In this first part, we explore what AI readiness really means for service delivery, not just from a tools or automation point of view, but in terms of leadership, governance, culture, and skills. We will look at why readiness matters, how it connects to your organization's ability to adopt and scale AI responsibly, and how to start assessing where you are today. From leadership commitment and governance to aligning your AI ambitions with real business goals. If you ever wondered where to begin with AI in your service desk or ITSM environment, this episode is for you. If you would like to go deeper, you'll find a link in the episode description to download my white paper version of this research, which gives you extra tools and guidance to analyze your organization. It's free of charge, and your data won't be used for sales, only to help me understand the podcast audience better. Now, let's dive into the conversation and find out what AI readiness really looks like. Ready, steady, go.
Let's take time to welcome our next guest, Luigi Ferri. I am so excited that Luigi is here because I've never met Luigi, but I've been a fan from afar for a long time on LinkedIn. This session guides organizations on checking if they're ready for AI. It explains how to assess goals and data and infrastructure, skills and culture before you start thinking about adoption. So welcome, Luigi. Luigi, so glad to have you here with us today.
How to assess AI readiness for service delivery. So my name is Luigi Ferri. I'm a senior project manager. I work in security, service management, and governance. And I'm a Night Level 4 master, and I host a podcast. I joined thanks to the invitation of STI that was contacting me, and they were giving me the chance of discussing why 75% of projects are failing when we are implementing AI. And the first question to break the ice is, are we really ready for AI? I have developed a simple framework to help you assess just that, grounded in real-world practice, and nothing that is theoretical. And I want to explore with you the result of my analysis. Why this matter? AI can take care of repetitive tasks, detect incidents more quickly, predict outages before they happen, and also to improve customer experience. There is a potential, but the challenge is that most organizations are not ready. Research shows that almost 75% of AI projects fail before they even reach the full deployment. Why this is happening? Too often, companies rush into experimenting with tools without first preparing the right foundation. Today, we focus on how to avoid that mistake and how to build the true readiness for AI step by step. AI readiness, what does it mean? When we talk about AI readiness, the first thing many people think about is technology. Do we have the right tools, the right algorithms, enough servers? But the true readiness goes far beyond that. It's about a leadership commitment, strong governance, mature data, and an open culture supported by a skilled workforce, as in service management. Being ready doesn't just mean that you can start an AI project. It means you can scale it, you can sustain it over time. And that's what makes the difference between an isolated experiment and a real transformation. The first step is to assess the organizational maturity. This maturity model gives you a way to understand where we really stand with AI. At level 1, AI is random. Maybe someone runs a test or a proof of concept, but there is no structure. At level 2, experiments are more frequent, but still uncoordinated. At level 3, there is finally a formal AI strategy and governance in place. And after we have two high level of maturity as level 4, where AI is part of the business, and where level 5 is totally optimized. From my experience, most service delivery teams are somewhere between 2 and 3. And that's fine, because the first step toward building the right roadmap is simply knowing what is your maturity level. The step 2 is align with the business goals. Before jumping into AI, the first question is my organization really mature? Is our organization really mature? There are 3 areas to look at. The first, leadership commitment. Do senior leaders actively support AI, or is it treated as just another IT experiment? For AI to matter, leadership has to see it as strategic, not optional. And second, governance. This is really important. Do we have the right structure to make sure AI projects are ethical, compliant, and aligned with business priorities? If we don't have governance and we select the tool alpha, we will have the governance of a vendor, not our governor. And third, the last point is a digital foundation. In our IT landscape, modern enough to support AI, or are we still tied down to legacy systems? If these 3 areas are weak, AI projects rarely go beyond the pilot stage. AI adoption should always be business-driven, not technology-driven. Too often I see teams to start with the mindset, okay, let's go with the new AI tool, and let's find a problem, and let's implement it. Instead, the starting point has to be the business objective. On the strategic side, that could be market growth or stronger brand positioning. On the operational side, it's about efficiency, automation, or quality. On the financial side, it's revenue growth or cost reduction. And on the customer side, it's improving satisfaction, personalization, and retention. When AI is clearly linked to the goals, its value becomes visible. And just as important, business leaders remains engaged and supported.
Luigi,
Once
real quick.
you are clear on the business goals, the next step is to identify use cases. And the key is start simple. Start with the problems that really matter. Then evaluate each use case on 2 dimensions. First, impact. How much business value could AI actually deliver here? A second, feasibility. Do we have the data, the resources, and the skills to make it work? Now we need quick wins. Use cases that are both achievable and deliver measurable value. These early wins are essential. They show that AI can work in practice. They build trust across the organization, and they open the door to further investments. Once you are clear on the goals, the next step is to identify use cases. And the key is simple, start with the problems that really matter. Then evaluate use cases on 2 dimensions. First, impact. How much business value could AI actually deliver here? And second, the feasibility. Do we have the data, the resources, and the skills to make it work? So here the key are quick wins. We need to identify the use cases that can be implemented and we can use as a second step to require more resources during the adoption of AI. When we talk about readiness, every one of us heard garbage in, garbage out. So with AI, that couldn't be more true. If your data is not accurate, incomplete, outdated, or inconsistent, the model will fail, no matter how advanced the technology is. So it's worth taking a step back and assessing your data against 5 key dimensions: accuracy, completeness, timeless, consistency, and accessibility. And then ask yourself, is our data scattered across the systems? Do we have duplicates? Do we have clear governance for access and compliance? Improving data quality may not sound exciting, but it's the single most important factor for making AI.